So hey guys, I am going to tie up my reintroduction video and finish, it's another day, and finish what I was telling you guys. I recapped on what happened with the COVID, with Tris and then with Dakota. And now I'm gonna fast forward to the day after my birthday, which is June the 10th. And what happened to my best friend, Tammy. I have had enough sad crap for a while. I've had enough heartache. I've had enough basically mental and spiritual and physical torment to last me for a while. And I am trying to keep my head in a good spot and try to be more positive about our future, meaning me and the boys and David and other people in my life that I truly adore and love. So I'm at the grocery store. I am checking out and got my bags, and I'm with Grant, and we're going to the van, and all of a sudden I hear sirens, and I was on the phone with David. And keep in mind, for those that used to follow us before, the trailer park that we did live in is right across from the Walmart, right there in the town we lived in. So I'm like, I told David, I said, man, something bad must have really happened. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty bad. And I said, well, okay, I'm going to go and get home, and I will talk to you when we get there. Well, when I got home, I started to unload groceries, and the boys came out, and David came out to help me. And I went and was checking my phone, you know. And there was also a missed call from Ricky Lynn, which is a mutual friend. And so I was like, weird. So I checked my messages, and Ricky Lynn was like, hey Tracy, it's Ricky Lynn. You need to call me as soon as possible. Something's happened to Tammy. Immediately I started put two and two together about the ambulance and everything, and the fire trucks, and you know, what have you. And so I called Ricky, and I asked her, like, what's going on, you know? And she says, well, something really bad has happened to Tammy. And I'm like, well, what? Is she still with us? And she's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, what happened to her, you know? Just tell me, you know? I get real anxious and irritable when people are, like, not telling me right away. And she says, well, Tammy went into cardiac arrest, and she was gone for a while. And so Tammy died, and they brought her back, but we don't know what she's like, and I need to head to Mission. I swear I've lived at that damn place for the last 6 months. And I go and pick up Carrie, which is another friend that Tammy actually was living with at my old place. And she had been taking care of Tammy, you know, which was not an easy task, because the last several months, Tammy's legs started to get weaker and weaker because she wound up with more infections in her feet. She's a severe diabetic. I don't know what to expect, so I'm driving. I'm on the expressway, and I'm nervous, Nelly, and you know, I don't know what to expect. I do know that they intubated and put Tammy on a life support machine there in the actual house and took her by ambulance to Mission. But I don't know what to expect, and I'm scared that when we get there, they're going to say, you know, Tammy's gone, or I don't know. So my mind was all over the place. So we go in, and I see Tammy laying there. Yeah, I hear the machines. I can hear hear her heart beating. You know, I can hear all that stuff on the telemetry machines. I can hear everything. But Tammy herself looked lifeless. And it just brought me back to seeing Dakota on the life support machine, and it just, all these emotions. And you know, I love Tammy like a sister. We even consider each other sisters. Both Tammy's parents are gone. Louise actually died about 3 years ago now, I think it is. So, I mean, and her dad's been gone since 2009. She has no siblings that I'm aware of. And so she had me down as a sister. And I didn't really realize everything, you know, and that I didn't realize that this was going to fall on my shoulders. Making life or death decisions in this kind of situation. And it's not an easy thing to do. And so anyways, I see her and I'm like, what in the world? And I look and her left hand is like purple, and I'm like, what in the world happened to her hands and everything else? And what had happened was the heart medicine that they gave her had slipped in between the subcutaneous tissues, like rolled out of her vein, because she flatlined again, I guess. 2 more times she flatlined. She flatlined one more time in the house and one more time on the way to mission, and then they were able to stabilize her. But that I'm not even sure if I'm saying it correctly, which is pretty sad that I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's amardine, something like that. Hey, nurses, doctors, help me out here. But it's really rough on the system, and it's one of those drugs that's actually on the list for possible Steven Johnson's reactions, which, if you know anything about that, it's basically where the skin can get something called toxic necrolysis, and your skin can literally off. And I'm not trying to be gross, it's just, it is what it is. This is what we're dealing with Tammy. And so at first it was just her fingertips, and I was like, oh boy, you know. And the doctors were like, well, we're just gonna like wait and see, you know, what happens, because there's really nothing that they could do anyways. And they really tried hard to get me. They even brought me and Carrie into rooms a couple times to get palliative care, to take over and do comfort care and all that, and let her go basically in peace. And like I said, it's been one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with, because I'm having to make life or death decisions for Tammy. And she is she does have brain waves, but she is minimally conscious. Basically, they're saying she's in a vegetative state. And now it's what, July the 8th? So this has been almost a month that Tammy's been like this. And in the beginning, I was really hopeful, and I joined a group for people who have had anoxic brain injuries, you know, and I've actually talked to people on there who were victims of ABI themselves. And now they're able to text and, you know, whatever, and they can walk and they can talk and they can feed themselves. So that gave me some hope. And right now I'm like, is it false hope, or do I still hold on to hope? I just don't know. I was able to get a hold of 2 of her cousins that she hasn't seen in a while, but they have been, especially Miss Donna, which is her one cousin she grew up with, has been a great support system for me, because, you know, I don't want to make decisions for Tammy without talking to somebody who's known Tammy their whole entire life. just everything with Tristan and then Dakota and now Tammy. I just don't know how much more I can take, and I'm trying to be strong. I'm trying to hold out hope and give my faith into the Lord and not carry the burdens by myself, because, you know, that's where we look to Jesus for that. But I'm in a bad place right now when it comes to that, and I'm also dealing with other unforeseen things right now. So it's been quite a battle with my mind and my heart. Tammy's out of the ICU, and she did get a trach collar. I made that decision. But I also had to make another decision that I don't ever want to have to make this decision again for somebody, or even for myself. God. Tammy lost her left arm because of the it's called TN10. It's toxic necrolysis. It's basically like her arm was dying off because of what happened with the heart medicine rolling out and all that. And so she's got the trach collar, dealing with that, and that's just been hard, beyond hard. I don't know. I took a reprieve in a sense. I basically think I shut down this last week and went into my own little cocoon. I've went out for the bare necessities, or to take the boys to and from school. They're in summer school, but I've not been doing as much. I haven't been talking to a lot of people. I just kind of went into my own little cocoon, and I know that's not healthy, but that's what I do when I'm feeling overwhelmed. And I talked to my sister about I'm gonna get my therapist again. I'm gonna go ahead and start seeing my therapist again, because I need it. I desperately need it. So in a nutshell, that is what's happening. That's what's going on. And like I said before, I can't tell you if I'm going to be back tomorrow or in 3 days. You know, you'll just have to wait and see, because I don't even know. I'm not going to make any promises that I know I cannot keep, because I promised you guys over a year ago that I'd be back, and then poof, I was gone. But my goal is to continue to use my vlogging as therapy, and to help keep me from going darker and deeper into a hole. So with that, I just want to, I can hear my son screaming in the background because his dad's bringing pizza. So with that, I just hope you guys will continue to be a part of my channel and keep an eye on new vlogs. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely click the like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I will see you guys in the next slide.